What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Good news, it looks like, according to Kenny Porter, the Faja of Shawn Porter, that his son will be facing former two-division champ Paulie Malignaggi on the Bernard Hopkins-Shumenov card. Peter Quillin was also added to that card. Peter Quillin, I don't really know anything about his opponent, Lucas Kanaki or whatever the fuck his name is. But I like Porter versus Malignaggi. Good fight. Malignaggi is a veteran. He's been in there with, Zab Judah, Juan Diaz, Adrian Broner. So the old school to the new school. Paulie Malignaggi is a great tactician. He has an excellent jab. He looked good in the Zab Judah fight. Granted, I don't really have much faith in Zab Judah nowadays, but he did what he could do, and he did the most and made the most and impressively beat Zab Judah. So it's a good fight. I like Shawn Porter versus Malignaggi. Let me just say for the record, if Paulie Malignaggi could crack, like if Paulie Malignaggi had some power, like even decent power or like devastating power especially, but even if he had like really respectable power, that dude would be feared because he's a very smart boxer. He knows the ring. He's an excellent commentator, so he just knows boxing. He's a real slick dude, and he uses his jab, which is like a lost art in the sport of boxing, especially with some of the younger fighters. And he would really, really be a threat. The only thing is he doesn't really have much punching power, as many people have stated, but he's a smart boxer. But if he had pop, oh my gosh, he'd be probably one of the most avoided dudes in the welterweight division if he could really crack. You know what I mean? But I like the fight. This is the typical more come forward, aggressive style fighter versus a fighter who's going to have to exercise patience, set some things up, use the jab, go to the body, mix up his punches. And I'm really interested in this fight to see what Shawn Porter's built like, what he's made of. Because, again, he's going in there with someone who's an awesome thinker. So anytime you put a thinker with a more athletic, aggressive fighter, it has the potential to have that clash of styles where we're going to see something important that we need to see from one, if not both, of the fighters. So Shawn Porter, he fought to a draw with Julio Diaz, later avenged that and clearly dominated. He beat Devin Alexander, who is considered a slicker fighter. So if he can look like he did in the Devin Alexander fighter, or excuse me, if he could look like he did against Devin Alexander against Paulie Malignaggi, it's a big statement because, again, Paulie Malignaggi brings that veteran experience. He knows the ring, and he's an intelligent fighter. So that would be inching his way towards the Mayweathers and the bigger names in the welterweight division if he can look impressive against Malignaggi. And then if Malignaggi beats Shawn Porter, that just shows you that he's a very smart fighter going against these young cats like Porter and Adrian Broner and giving them a fight. A lot of people thought Paulie Malignaggi should have won the Broner fight. I personally don't. I'm okay with Broner winning or it being a draw. And that's basically because Paulie Malignaggi started off very strong, high work rate, excellent jab. He was in Broner's face, gave him like no respect. Like you know what I mean? He treated Broner like he didn't give a fuck, like everything he said in the interviews. They had that big hoopla about the Jessica bitch and taking the girls and all that. And everything Paulie Malignaggi said before the fight, he said, "Oh, Broner's overrated. He ain't fought nobody." In the first half of the fight, he really truly fought like that. He fought like he didn't respect Broner's game, like he didn't think Broner was the man that Golden Boy and some of the fans had pumped him up to be, and that's kind of how he fought to me. But I think like towards the stretch, he kind of like simmered down, and Broner started coming on and being less economical with his punches. So I'm okay with the draw or Broner winning just because from the half of the fight to the end, I think Broner came on. And either way, he had a good showing. It's nothing to hold his head down, but like he didn't get knocked out. Paulie Malignaggi, another thing, has an incredible chin. He has a good chin. Even Amir Khan was blitzing through him, but Amir Khan wasn't able to knock him out, even though he clearly won. So Paulie Malignaggi has a man-style chin, which is another thing that's interesting, and it'll tell me a lot about Shawn Porter's power. Like if Shawn Porter knocks out Paulie Malignaggi or TKO'd him. Those are good signs. Paulie Malignaggi's been TKO'd before, but that was against Amir Khan, who has a good resume, and Shawn Porter's still working on his resume. So great fight all around. I want to see what Shawn Porter's made of, how athletic he is, what his power is really like. Will he get frustrated? I think Paulie Malignaggi is going to be one of his toughest tests. Julio Diaz, another veteran. However, when it comes to just boxing prowess and finesse, I think Paulie Malignaggi has Julio Diaz beat. Both veterans, both experienced, but Julio Diaz is more stationary, in my opinion, than Paulie Malignaggi, who could provide movement, set up that jab that he does so well. And I like it. It's a good fight. It made the Bernard Hopkins, the B-Hop fight, more exciting to me. So you added Peter Quillin, see how he looks coming off of controversial win over Gabe Rosado, and then they're putting him in there in a feel-good fight. And then you added Porter Malignaggi. So I'm looking forward to this card a lot more now with this being added. Another great thing that I like about Porter Malignaggi being added to the triple header, not only does it make the card more stacked, but they're also saying the IBF is ruling the winner of this fight fights Kell Brook, who's the mandatory. And it's about time Kell Brook has a U.S. step-up challenge to see what class he really belongs. Is he a world-class fighter? We know he has power. He can beat the Sinchenkos, the Carson Jones, but what does he look like, and how will he fare against American talent, some of the top-rated guys from other regions other than the UK? So I'm really looking forward to seeing how aggressively the welterweights pursue the Kell Brook mandatory challenge after whoever wins this fight. Great stuff. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. You hate it, you love it. Fuck y'all. No, I'm just playing. But let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe to the next video. It's Ego signing off.